Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we are back with another HLMS episode again. It's from the Wing boy band Heavy Arms. If you don't know about this series, you are welcome to watch my Torgis, Leo, Wing, and Deathscyther episodes too. Now I'm gonna head to the topic. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, like, and hit the bell next to it for new video updates. Grab your snack and drink and let's go. Previously, we know that Wing Zero's design was never made due to the fact that the Gundam scientists believed Wing Zero is unnecessary. So they changed the development goal, which is splitting the Wing Zero's features into 5 Gundams. Gundam Heavy Arms was developed as one of the Wing Zero's expansion. Heavy Arms was developed by Dr. S from L3 Colonies and financially supported by Barton Foundation. Heavy Arms inherited the firepower on Wing Zero. The position of this Gundam is to eliminate the enemies in a short time using its overwhelming firepower. So, how overwhelming its firepower really is? Dr. S pursued the ultimate possibilities of using the Gundam frame fully, which is why every spot that can equip missiles or live ammos, Dr. S will put a lot of artillery in that particular spot. The reason why Dr. S put that much firepower on the Gundam is because Heavy Arms' position is sweeping the entire enemy base before they can fight back. By adding a lot of firepower, Heavy Arms will defeat the enemy squad while keeping minimum risks. In the settings, Heavy Arms' firepower is equivalent to 3 to 5 battleships. Even during a simple MS battle, Heavy Arms can quickly take over using its overwhelming firepower. However, despite Heavy Arms sounded really powerful, but without a good pilot, Heavy Arms' complicated control system and weapon system is hard to master, so only Tolowa Barton can use it easily. Since Tolowa joined the circus for a long time, so he can easily perform the agility of the Heavy Arms using his own circus move. A lot of Oz soldiers were very annoyed by Heavy Arms' firepower. Even if it ran out of bullets, Tolowa can use his own piloting skills and Heavy Arms' agility to perform a knife fight. Alright, moving on to the special design and technologies part. The head is equipped with V-VIN just like the other 4 Gundams, but there are 2 extra antennas on each side of the head. The reason why Heavy Arms needed that many antennas is because Heavy Arms got a very complicated operate system, and it was actually the intended Operation Meteor commander, but since the Gundam scientists changed the original plan, the Sandrock ended up as the new Gundam leader. Just like the other Gundams, when the opponent is closing in, it would use the Falcon guns and machine guns to restrict the enemy's movements. As for the chest, Heavy Arms' chest is equipped with extra armor, which ensure the pilot will survive if the cockpit took a direct hit. Other than the extra protection, there is a pair of chest Gatling gun hidden inside the openable armor covers. The function of the hidden Gatlings is to use it with the Falcon gun and machine cannons, which will mainly fire during close to mid-range battles where the enemy is closing in. In order to further increase the firepower, Heavy Arms is equipped with a beam Gatling on its left forearm. The beam Gatling will increase the weight on the left side of the MS, which means the pilot needs to find the balance point to use this Gatling. Since the weight is not balanced, the whole left forearm can unequipped and directly mount the beam Gatling on the left arm. There is another foldable foregrip on the side of the Gatling, which it will be used to stabilize the fire process. If there's any attacks coming towards the Heavy Arms, there's a shield on the surface of the Gatling to block the attacks. When the Gatling is not in use, it will be stored on the backpack. Other than live and beam ammos, there are 3 homing missiles in each shoulder and 12 micro missiles in each container pods on the legs. The missiles are there to increase the crossfire ability. The homing missiles were equipped with lock-on and tracing system, but it's not sure whether the micro missiles have any of those functions. Since Heavy Arms will use its firepower to keep pressuring the enemy, so all the ammo on the body and beam Gatling are very easy to run out. Once the shooting is stopped, the enemy will spot its weakness and put Heavy Arms in a great danger, in order to prevent being bullied to death when all the ammo ran out. Dr. S added an army knife on Heavy Arms' right forearm. The knife is made from Gundanium alloy. Ensure the knife is hard and sharp, even the size is very small. But under the skills from Tolowa, he used the agility on the Heavy Arms to counter the enemy's MS, slicing the enemy apart by his excellent piloting skills. Just like all the Operation Meteor Gundams, Heavy Arms is equipped with self-destruct system. The full explanation is at the Wing Gundams episode. Somewhere before the Wing TV timeline, the original Tolowa Barton was arguing with Dr. S. The reason behind the arguing was Dr. S changed the original Operation Meteor plan, as the scientists cannot tolerate a plan with complete massacre. The original Tolowa threatened Dr. S that he will achieve the original operation goal even he is the only one. The assistant next to Dr. S killed Tolowa due to the fact that he has family on Earth. Next, a young mechanic who claimed himself as Nanashi walked out and adapted the name of Tolowa Barton. On 7th of April AC-195, the 5 Gundams appeared on Earth and attacked Oz military bases. Gundam Heavy Arms was first appeared at Oz Duba and Corsica Alliance base. Neither the Leos, Ares, and Tragos can fight back. Under the overwhelming firepower from Heavy Arms, Oz cannot fight until Heavy Arms ran out of ammo. However, the Oz force was quickly shut down by Sandrock and Mechanic Corps. After cooperated with the Gundam pilots for a few times, Heavy Arms was mainly there for support, fire, and overwhelming the enemies. After Hero woke up from the self-destruction injuries, Zix helped him to repair Wing Gundam. However, Hero refused to use a Gundam without self-destruct system, so he borrowed Tolowa's Heavy Arms to fight Zix. This battle is the only time Heavy Arms detached the entire left forearm for a hidden beam saber. The battle was later interrupted by Oz search team who came to arrest Zix. In the end, Heavy Arms was left behind on Earth, and Tolowa sneaked into Oz and spying Oz. In the GOL manga, Heavy Arms weapons were more powerful and giving the true definition of sweeping the enemy base. First, the EW version kept the same Falcon gun, machine cannons, and chest Gatling gun. The main weapon, beam Gatling, is now powered by a cable that will link it to the energy tank on the right side of the backpack. The army knife on the right forearm became an optional weapon, but in the manga, it rarely equipped on Heavy Arms. The homing missiles are now located in the leg containers and front skirts with a total of 44. The micro missiles are now located in the shoulders and side skirts with a total of 52. Also, the shield is no longer equipped together with the beam Gatling. The EW version will equip the shield directly onto the left forearm, and the beam Gatling will now turn into a handheld weapon instead of mounted onto the left forearm. The Heavy Arms is more flexible and can equip with different sets in the manga. Heavy Arms can choose between Aigo Armament and Damsel Flight unit. Starting from Aigo Armament, this set was equipped onto the Heavy Arms when Tolowa was attacking the Korsica base. The purpose of this set is to further expand the firepower of Heavy Arms. With the Aigo Armament on, the Heavy Arms can basically clear the entire base in just a moment. Each shoulder can equip a large missile pod. There are 12 missile containers in each pod. Each container is loaded with 4 missiles, which means with both large missile pod on Heavy Arms, it can fire a total of 96 missiles. The containers are equipped at the front, side, back of the pod, which means Heavy Arms can still sweep the enemies from those 3 directions. Another pair of additional leg missiles were attached externally to the micro missile pods on the legs. The additional missile pods are there to attack the enemies at the side of the Gundam. There's an optional weapon for Heavy Arms when it was attacking the Korsica base, a large beam cannon that attached on the trailer, but it can only fire once due to the barrel is too weak to withstand the power. After the equipment is on the Heavy Arms, it will become very heavy and the mobility will be greatly affected. In order to make sure Heavy Arms can move on the ground battlefield, there is a pair of leg-mounted crawler units to keep the normal mobility. After the whole set is emptied, the Aigo armament will eject, and because it's filled with explosive bolts, blowing it up will create a large explosion to damage the enemies. Another set for Heavy Arms is called the Damselfly. This set will let Heavy Arms to gain the ability to fly in the atmosphere. The Damselfly is built with 6 prop rotors and 2 auxiliary jet engines, since the top is very heavy, which caused an unbalanced standing problem. So there's an additional support leg to make sure Heavy Arms don't lean back when standing. The Damselfly set was only used once. Tolowa used this set when he was shooting down the Ares team who faked as Taurus transport team, but he ejected the pack very quickly and I don't really know why he equipped it at the first place. After Tolowa went to space without his Gundam, Sally Paul went around the world and found the Heavy Arms. Sally and Hero delivered the Heavy Arms to Peace Million. Howard changed the Heavy Arms into Heavy Arms Kai, which now the Heavy Arms Kai can fight in space. Now, most of the structure and appearance seems like no changes at all. The changes are mainly on the thrusters. Not only all the thrusters output were increased, there are new additional support verniers on the entire waist. The new verniers on the waist are mainly helping Heavy Arms Kai to move better in space. There is a pair of direction-changing verniers on the top of the front skirts, which helps Heavy Arms Kai to change directions in a better way. As for the backpack, there is a pair of new thrusters and direction-changing verniers. Overall, Heavy Arms Kai can perform better during space battles. It can also fire the weapons without stopping in place. Heavy Arms Kai only changed one weapon. The beam Gatling is now changed to twin beam Gatling. The twin beam Gatling is just adding an extra Gatling. By adding an extra Gatling, Heavy Arms Kai will now provide a heavy fire support for the Gundam team. A very small detail on the twin beam Gatling, it didn't have the same foldable foregrip like the beam Gatling. For the EW version, Heavy Arms was upgraded to space use, but before it was upgraded, Tolowa stepped onto the original Heavy Arms to protect Catherine, since Heavy Arms was outdated and despite it defeated the MD, Viet, and Mercurius, but Heavy Arms was severely damaged after the battle in Colony C00421. So, when Heavy Arms was brought back to Peace Million, Howard took the chance and upgraded it. First, The color scheme was changed to dark blue-green theme. Secondly, just like the TV version, the thrusters on the body were treated with increased output. Thirdly, the beam Gatling is now changed to a pair of double Gatling gun. The Gatling guns will now fire physical rounds, and the shield was removed. In order to further increase the crossfire ability, the chest Gatling guns are now equipped with 4 of them. The upgrade is mainly for better space battle performance and increase the firepower. In both manga and OVA, Heavy Arms Kai is holding a pair of double Gatling gun, but in the Endless Swords novel, Heavy Arms Kai did use the army knife to slice the serpents apart during the Battle of Brusos. Heavy Arms Kai participated in the final battle at Libra. Its job is to cover the Gundam team with its improved firepower. Sadly, the final battle didn't give a chance to let Heavy Arms Kai to shine on his own. Tolowa used it to invade into the Libra, where he saved Katalu and ripped the Momodor control system apart. In the end, Tolowa shoot all the ammo and missiles out before he retreats from Libra. The battle ended with Hero destroyed the Libra block before it landed on Earth. After a while, P-Cube's leader, Victor Gaines, attempted to control Vulcanus, Momodor factory. The Gundam pilots joined the battlefield again. The incident was ended with Hero killed Vector to bring a short absolute peace. After the battle, Katalu suggested they should throw away their Gundams to achieve absolute peace. Other than Uwe, the Gundam pilots handed in their Gundams and ready to send the Gundams into the sun. However, Marimeya army declared war and broke the short peaceful time. Katalu brought the Gundams back and Tolowa piloted the Heavy Arms Kai again. Under the overwhelming firepower from Heavy Arms Kai, a lot of serpents were disabled by it. Although the Gundam pilots fought very hard, but all of them ran out of bullets after a while. They were planning to use the self-destruct system and end everything. Looking up to the sky, Hero came with his Wing Zero and blast 3 shots to the Presidential building. The battle ended with Deccan Barton was shot to death. The soldiers gave up their weapons to end the war. In a peaceful day, Desai Hell, Heavy Arms Kai and Central Kai were self-destructed by Duo Maxwell. After the war, Tolowa went back to the circus and lived a normal life. At the late Eve War, Romo Valor Foundation has begun to develop a series of mass-production Gundams. Using the data of Heavy Arms Kai, the MP version was born and is called Gundam Daringa Arms. The position of Daringa Arms is not like the Heavy Arms. The MP version is mainly used as fixed-point shooting, like an automatic fort. Other than that, the Daringa Arms will launch in a small group and guard a small area, base, or city. If needed, Daringa Arms group can easily suppress a small area too. In order to cut the cost, the radar range was shortened due to the fact Daringa Arms is not equipped with V-Vin. All the weapons are basically a downgrade version from Heavy Arms, which means the damage is weaker. Since the weapons are downgraded, so let's take a closer look. The Vulcan guns and machine cannons are no longer on the MS. The hidden pair of chest Gatling gun is still kept. The homing missiles on the shoulders are decreased from 44 to 15, and the micro missiles are decreased from 52 to 9. But this information is a bit questionable in terms of source, so it might be wrong. The handheld weapon is simplified too. It's just one double beam Gatling gun. As part of the cost efficiency, the Daringa Arms will not equip the army knife. Somewhere between the near end of the Eve War, an unknown number of the Daringa Arms was mass-produced and stored in the facility under Romo Valor Foundation. The Daringa Arms group was never deployed until Trinoy Levinsky stole one of the Daringa Arms to help Teal and Krong. The trio went to the graveyard of soldiers and attempt to find Teal's missing brother, Carl. During the journey, Romo Valor sent at least 2 different groups to pursue the trial. However, Gundam Daringa Arms was later destroyed by Gundam Standalone Custom and Desai Guilty Custom, but Trinoy shot down both Gundams before he went down with them. In the Frozen Teardrop novel, another prototype was developed, along with Scheherazade, by Tolowa Barton, who became Dr. T. By using the data from Dr. S before he created the Heavy Arms, Prometheus is the answer. Just like the Warlock that I mentioned in the Desai episode, Prometheus is the prototype before Heavy Arms was born. The information about this prototype is very limited, so I will try my best to explain it. Based on the overall appearance, the design is very similar to Heavy Arms EW. The head structure is almost identical like the EW version, but without the Falcon guns and always with a clown mask. The armor on the chest was rearranged. The chest Gatling guns are still there, but there's no information about whether there's 2 or 4 of them in the chest. There are 34 missiles in each shoulder. The rest of the missile numbers are unknown, so I can't guess the numbers in the forearm attachment and leg containers. The main weapon on the Prometheus is the huge cross Gatling. This weapon is a multi-purpose weapon. The weight will be unbalanced just like the Heavy Arms, so I assume the balance problem is still on this suit. The cross Gatling is made from 3 weapons: Gatling gun, machine cannons, and unknown number of homing missiles. Just like all the Frozen Teardrop Gundams, Prometheus will equip a Nano Defender cloak. This cloak will make the Gundam to resist the Martian magnetic storm better. Other than resisting the storm, this cloak will also bring offering extra stealth abilities to the Gundam. The reason why this cloak is on the Prometheus was because the Gundam was never finished. It's below 80% completion for most of the time, so to protect the exposed frame, this cloak would do the job. According to the Zix file, the original test pilot was Hervé Ogeno. He was assigned with missions that were related to destroy colonies. After Hervé was assigned to Barton Foundation, the original Toroa Barton was going to pilot Prometheus and became the main force of the capture operation. Unfortunately, the original Toroa was scared to act and Prometheus was handed to Nanashi. Under his piloting skills, Nanashi successfully stopped the suppression, but the cost was the cross scuttling was completely damaged and lost in the battle. In AMC 0022, Dr. T rebuilt the Prometheus. The rebuild process was around 80%, but it was later hijacked by Kotawin Ud Wiener. Very soon, Hero Snow White and Toroa Vobos Scheherazade fought Prometheus a few times before convinced Katarine joined them. In the final battle, Toroa Vobos stepped onto the Prometheus and fought against Black Wing Zero. The Damselfire equipment was equipped on Prometheus, where Vobos wiped out 25 Virgo 4 with Heroes Snow White. Thank you guys for watching this episode. What do you think about the Heavy Arms series and which Gundam is your favorite in Gundam Wing? Tell me in the comments. I would like to thank RefX and Atrobo to help with the images and audio editing. Without them, I can't finish the episode with my current body situation. If you like this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell next to it for more videos. Join my Discord, link is in the description. And if you would like to help me make videos too, make sure you join my Discord or email me to discuss further. Donation link is in the description and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.